The FL Studio version of the popular Synthmaker program offers you the ability to literally wire together your own synths and effects. The commercial version of this plugin allows you to do the same, except you can export your creations as VST plugins. So the only real limitation you have with the FL Studio version is that you can only use what you create in FL Studio. Now, Synthmaker is a very complex program, and it's far beyond this video series to delve into it fully, but I wanted to touch on it to show you how to use it so that you can get started. Synthmaker can be inserted as either a generator or as an effect. If you insert it as a generator, only the generator controls show up, and if it's inserted as an effect, only the effect controls show up. So to start, we'll insert Synthmaker as a channel in our channel window. Once inserted, you can left-click on the Library button to open up the Download Manager and see the preset plugins available. Once you've loaded a preset, you can use it just like any other generator. The basic principle behind Synthmaker is that you create a synth or effect from the ground up, starting with basic components, linking them together to create modules, and finally creating a final module that encompasses everything you've linked together. The cool thing about this is that you can essentially test and use your creation on the fly while maintaining the ability to edit or modify any piece of the program or schematic at any time. While we have a synth loaded, I'll press the Show Panel icon. This switches between Edit and Use mode. While in Edit mode, you'll notice that the windows change to show me a set of tools and functions, as well as a representation of the graphical display of the synth. We can double-click on a piece of the generator to zoom into that module and see its parts. We can further zoom in by double-clicking the different modules to view components, and so on. You can then add and link together different components or change existing links. Again, it's beyond the scope of this tutorial to really get into the setup of Synthmaker, but the principles remain the same. You link together components to create modules and create the finished product. You can check in the manual to see a full description of each piece of Synthmaker. When you're done editing or building, you can click Show Panel to put the creation in Use mode, which allows you to use your creation just like any other generator. The setup is the same for Synthmaker as an effect. You can choose Synthmaker from the available effects list and then use the library icon to load an effect. Like we discussed in the Download Manager tutorial, you should refresh your list often to see if new content is available to download. You can then build or edit effects in the schematic window and choose View Panel to go into Use mode and use your effect like normal. Synthmaker relies on a specific set of instructions to function properly, yet leaves enough room for experimentation. I encourage you to check into the literature available from ImageLine in order to fully realize that potential of Synthmaker. This is a very complex piece of software and requires a lot of practice to get it just right. You'll need to know the different components and links and what they do, as well as how they all interact with each other. Sometimes just going into different modules will help you see the guts of a component setup, and you'll see how the different pieces have been brought together to form a whole. Remember to take your time and test your schematics to make sure they function just how you plan them to. One broken link or one misplaced component can ruin an otherwise awesome creation. Again, FL Studio has provided documentation in the help file for specific functions and features in Synthmaker, and it would be a good idea to begin acquainting yourself with this information. Until next time, remember to have fun and experiment.